Oh joy, you've stumbled into the lair of the Grumpy Sysadmin. Great timing, folks, really. My internet's acting up, my coffee's cold, and now I have to deal with your home internet problems. Today we're diving into the abyss of home internet troubleshooting, where your connection issues become my migraines. Behold the internet, that tangled web of despair. But fear not, brave souls. In the midst of this techno-torture, there's a glimmer of hope. I'll reluctantly share my hard-earned wisdom to navigate this digital minefield. So, grab your coffee, prepare for some grumpiness, and let's tackle your home internet woes together.
Welcome to the dark side of tech support. This is the Grumpy Sysadmin, where we make troubleshooting your home internet almost bearable. And remember, it's not me, it's your internet that's grumpy.
There you languish sprawled on your favorite perch, engrossed in the mundane play of the latest cinematic dribble. Or perhaps worse yet, squandering your precious moments on a child's game from that handheld life stealer you call a phone or tablet. Or could it be that you're engaged in the insipid act of snatching yet another recipe off the web, a tragic culinary whim sparked by the feeble-minded influencers of today's social networks? Then all of a sudden, bam! Without a breath of warning, the tranquility of your vacuous escapades is shattered. You are met with a cold, blunt rebuff that seems to sneer with unspoken glee. Website not found, it proclaims. Or an equally but callous dismissal. DNS error. Oh, the abominable news. The sheer unspeakable horror. The digital rug has been cruelly yanked out from under your obviously contented feet, leaving you in the grips of dread that slices through the monotony of your very existence. Yes, you, my dear user, you have been served a harsh yet fitting slice of reality. Welcome to the misery of disconnection. Indeed, your cyber tether, that lifeline to a world of trivial distractions, has audaciously packed its bags and embarked on an unexpected hiatus. You, my friend, are left stranded, clueless as to how to coax the whimsical beast back into its cage. The petite bulbs on your modem flicker in a mysterious dance, no longer resembling the usual rhythm you barely even notice. Or do they? Could you even recall what the usual ballet should look like if asked? See, the majority of folks, including you, treat their internet connection with the same neglect they reserve for their humble washing machine. It's a silent servant, dutifully chugging along in the background. You flip the switch, connect to its services, and exploit its conveniences without sparing a second glance. At least, not until the day it rebels and stops functioning and plunges your world into digital disarray. That's when you suddenly notice its absence, as if rudely awakened from a dream. A cruel reminder of how much you took it for granted, huh? So the question is, how do we rectify this imbalance that life has brazenly lobbed into our unsuspecting laps? How do we reinstate the blissful monotony of our existence, swiftly restore the status quo, and continue the untroubled stream of our lives, and of course, cat videos? First and foremost, allow me to echo the time-worn mantra that has ricocheted off the walls of every IT cubicle, reverberated in the ears of countless engineers, and been ground into the psyche of every beleaguered help desk soul that has ever drawn breath. Did you by any chance endeavor to switch it off and back on again? Yes, you heard me right, and I'll have you know that's not a joke. I know it sounds absurdly simple, but swallow this bitter pill of reality. When the digital gremlins start their mischief, and I can vouch that a whopping 80% or more are issues, bow down to this laughably simple act of power cycling. Such is the cruel humor of our technologically advanced age. And yes, noble patrons, I understand. I truly do. The sheer Herculean effort it takes to save those 13 documents you have open, which have been languishing in limbo, or bookmark those 31 browser tabs, each a testament to your digital hoarding tendencies, or save that ongoing saga of your Mahjong game, and finally to pause the crafting of your latest magnum opus on Pinterest, all to bow to the need of the mighty reboot. It's time to suck it up and reboot that blasted device that's causing all the ruckus.
A few moments later.
Your internet's not back yet? Well, your effort went down in flames now, didn't it? I guess it's time for a further trip down this technological nightmare highway. Alas, we trudge on begrudgingly to the next aggravating question. Are you still the lone soldier battling the tech beast's imposed digital detox? Or have the rest of your digital clan also been dragged into the data drought? After all, shared suffering is a perverse form of camaraderie, isn't it? If the digital demon isn't your exclusive cross to bear, it's time to tear your scowling gaze away from the innocuous facade of your own network cable and fling it into the chaos that lies beyond. So virtually every contemporary gadget or operating system, in their infinite wisdom, houses a quaint little troubleshooter or some fairy godmother, posing as an assistant to help you navigate this sea of connectivity chaos. Your task now, should you dare to accept it, is to track down this elusive wizard. For those of you ensnared by the modern Windows operating system, you'll typically find a fuming and disgruntled emblem haunting in your system tray. You know, that unassuming little corner tucked away at the bottom right of your monitor, home to the ever-ticking clock. But let's not forget those of you who think yourself clever, displacing your taskbar to some godforsaken corner of the screen. Well, you're on your own. Off to your own private little scavenger hunt you go. Now go ahead, prod that solemn symbol and unleash the exasperated electronic detective on its hapless mission to uncover the root of your woes. Oh yes, let's not forget to mention, this grumbling little gizmo will try its damnedest to communicate the nature of your digital disaster. I recommend indulging its nuggets of wisdom until one of two things happen. Either your patience will wither away and die like an unloved houseplant, or your device will find itself on a one-way journey through the nearest window. Whatever tickles your fancy first, really. Like the vast majority of residential warrens, yours no doubt is latched onto the umbilical cord of some broadband connection. A miraculous conduit, really, that delivers an incessant stream of digital fairy dust, bits and bytes, to your beloved devices via your chosen method of delivery, be it the ethereal dance of wireless or the steadfast tradition of Ethernet. However, this stream of digitized wonderment has a source, a genesis, if you will, typically christened as a cable modem, DSL router, or some other nondescript contraption supplied by your utility provider. Should you have the good fortune to have mustered enough tech savvy to supply your own routing device, you've already outpaced the lackadaisical herd and should be aware of what said device is. It's from this digital cornucopia that your devices either guzzle data via a tangible cable or drink from that wellspring of wireless. Or, in the less frequent scenarios, an additional gadget, and we're not talking about a flux capacitor, separate from your primary internet appliance, provides additional connections and perhaps a bit of safeguarding. Regardless of the specifics, your mission, should you choose to stomach it, is to trace the root of your internet connection to its source. Follow those winding cables of chaos, trace the twisted paths, and perform a power cycle, or in layman's term, a reboot, on each of those temperamental devices. Not exactly sure what I mean? Pull the plug. You know, that electrical cord? Or the one thing you hope a family member never does to you. From their life-giving energy source, also known as the wall outlet, and endure a bout of patience for a grueling 20 to 30 seconds, then plug each device back in. Then comes the part most people typically despise, the waiting. Yes, indeed, it's time to park your rear in a chair and stew in the grueling anticipation as those little gadgets conduct their self-checks, load their configurations, and finally deign to reconnect you to your chosen internet provider. Sit tight while they rekindle that magical flood of ones and zeros that you so crave.
One eternity later.
If after battling with the serpent's nest of cables, engaging in hand-to-hand combat with dust bunnies, and embarking on an expedition through the cobweb-infested chasms of your closet, you're still wallowing in the murky waters of no connectivity? Well, my friend, then it's time to hoist up the white flag and take a swig of your pride and make that fateful call you've been deftly sidestepping all day. Yes, comrade, it's time to traverse the ninth circle of tech hell, dialing your internet provider's help desk. Now stiffen that upper lip, it's not that bad. I mean, sure, you could be getting audited by the tax man, or having a root canal, or prepping for a colonoscopy. But at least for that last one, they'd offer you a sedative. Ah, the help desk, a feeble glimmer of hope in a desolate landscape of digital despair. Here's hoping you got that number scrawled somewhere handy, and a cell phone ready for the lookup, seeing as you most likely misplaced that sacred parchment with all the details when your shiny new internet service was installed eons ago. Dial them and prepare yourself for a patience testing encore of all the steps you just ticked off, now with the bonus feature of a running commentary from the other end of the line. Let's pray it's a human and not an emotionless machine. Either they'll succeed in untangling your web of woes, restoring the flow of bits and bytes, or it's curtain for your online life, and you may as well revert to that archaic practice that's been around since time immemorial: venturing outside. Oh, I jest, of course. Why risk the harrowing encounter with sunlight and a potential sunburn, huh? So you want to know what really makes me grumpy about home internet connections? Oh, I'll tell you. The sheer ecstasy I experience when another helpless victim drops me a line bleating about this or that website malfunctioning, or how Google, Amazon, or YouTube work just fine, but your precious game of Candy Crush or the latest series on Netflix is kaput. Get a grip, folks. You may handle the internet like it's some benign toaster, but it's more akin to your godforsaken freeway system. Just because you can navigate your driveway, zip across town, and even cruise to the neighboring state without so much as a hitch doesn't mean that the path to your precious Instagram or Spotify is as clear as a sunny day. Just because you can traipse to one corner of the web doesn't mean all the internet byways are clear of obstruction. Got a working internet connection, but can't access your favorite time waster? The internet isn't broken, numbskull. Your approach is. Oh, how I wish there was some massive search engine generously offered for all to use where you could pose your inane questions like, are there problems with, insert your incoherent babble here right now? Hang on a minute. There is such a thing. It does exist. Meet Google, Bing, Yahoo, and the no-nonsense down detector. The solution to your conniption fits could be as simple as discovering that, oh yes, Chicago's digital highways are a raging dumpster fire right now. Or Miami, Atlanta, New York, Dallas, San Francisco. You catch my drift. For the love that's all binary, please educate yourself about the internet's workings. You need to pass a blasted test to get your driver's license, comprehend the rules of the road, and grasp the concept of not barreling down a one-way street in the wrong direction. Would it really kill you to apply a smidgen of that learning to your internet exploits? Apparently so. And there you have it, my fellow victims of the binary beast. Another thrilling episode in the saga of the Grumpy Sysadmin. Today we grappled with the ghastly goblin of internet issues, crawled through the mazes of modem miseries, wrestled with router riddles, and dare I say, going to war with Wi-Fi woes. Remember, in this digital dystopia, it's you versus the machine. Next time your internet decides to take a nap mid-binge watch, or in the middle of that all-important boss level, don't just surrender. Grit your teeth, arm yourself with our grumpy guide, and charge forth into the battlefield. Now, if you're still here and haven't tossed your device out a window, or stomped off to make that dreaded call to your ISP, do the cybernetically correct thing. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell like it's the neck of your malfunctioning modem. This has been the Grumpy Sysadmin signing off, reminding you that in the vast digital dominion, a little bit of grumpiness can go a long way. Don't let the tech terrors get you down. Keep troubleshooting, keep tinkering, and above all else, keep grumbling. Until the next time, my digital friends, stay grumpy.